It's kind of been a while. Hello there, everybody. It's Butternut Chicken Nightmare, and welcome back to Higurashi, When They Cry. Holy shit, it's been a while. Well, no use in just basically talking about it. I've been kind of putting this off for like a long time, and I apologize. So, it's been a while. Let's continue, shall we? Yeah, please. End of chapter 2, I believe. Okay, continue. Oh, a white light. This ought to be fun. Colonel Sanders? Oh, of course. That's right up her alley. I understand her wanting to take home Satoko and Richika-chan. Hold on, I'm actually going to go ahead and mess with the, sound mixer. That's what I'm going to do. No, fuck that. No, we don't want this. Go away. Thank you. Oh god, why the hell are you here? Let's, adjust this. There we go. I understand her wanting to take home, but I can't understand the Colonel Sanders. What's so good about that four-eyed geezer? Probably better to hear from Raina, don't you think? She'll probably just say, oh, because it's so cute, though. Does Raina often go to the construction site to hunt for treasure? Every now and then she says she's going to have a look. But a girl her age... Oh, whoops. But a girl her age rummaging around in garbage is, well... If Raina enjoys it, then I think it's fine. What are they doing over there? Dam construction? They've been bugging me since yesterday. Like an itch I couldn't scratch. It was cancelled a long time ago. Everyone gathered together and fought against it. Hearing an ominous word like fought come from Rika-chan's mouth startled me. That's right. It was unbelievable. They said Hinamizawa would be sunk into the reservoir if we had no say in the matter. So, I'm only able to be here because the protest succeeded. Interesting. Oh! Oh no, creepy girls! I'm sorry. I didn't keep you, did I? My deepest apologies, Keiichi-san. It took me a while to powder my nose. Why? Satoko. Wait to use the cannon until you really have to go. It's a lot easier since it shoots right out. What the fuck? How dare you speak that way to a maiden of unparalleled beauty such as myself? Liar. Who is she calling a maiden? If Satoko really was a maiden, she wouldn't have reacted like that. The usual hijinks ensued. Well, there wasn't that much creepy stuff that time. I guess that's a good thing. Now then. Gentlemen, in accordance with the rules of our society, I bring upon the discussion. He, Keiichi Mayabara-kun, wishes to be included as a member in our activities. What say you? Reina has no objection. I wonder if she likes... I wonder if the likes of this peasant is up to the task. I'm sorry, I'm not kind of doing voices. My throat really isn't at the best right now. Me and Satoko both approve. The three that Mion had queried voiced their approval. A unanimous decision. Congratulations, Keiichi Mayabara-kun. I present you the honor of being allowed to take the entrance exam for our club. Start from the beginning. I didn't say I would join. What club is this? What our club does, you see, in order to cope with our complicated society, we perform various activities under different sets of rules. Sorry. Sometimes they are in your favor, and sometimes they work against you. I'm pretty weak, so I'd prefer if you didn't single me out. Well, let's try to get along. Oh, damn it. You're so naive, Reina. The law of the jungle is survival of the fittest. Oh god, why the fuck did I just give her that voice? Sorry. This was starting to sound a bit sketchy. So, what kind of club was it? Is it a killing club? To sum it up, it's a club where we play games together. Rika-chan was the only one to answer my question with a pertinent response. That's nice. So basically, this club put Mion's hobby of collecting games to use. By playing the various games that Mion had hoarded every day, it seemed that, depending on the day, there were prizes for the winner, or a penalty for the person who finished in last place. I'll make this clear right now. We aren't playing house here. You should treat each other... You should treat each win or loss as if your life depends on it, alright? What's wrong with just having fun? Don't make it sound so crazy. The first rule of our society. Aim only for first place. Going at it half-assed just because it's a game is not allowed. You and Monokuma would probably get along real well. Rule number 2 of our society. For that reason, you are obligated to make all possible efforts. The way Satoko said it sounded like she was saying, use any means necessary. Of course, I will do my best too. I'm pretty weak, but I'm trying my best. I knew what they were trying to say. In a game where everybody is aiming for the top, it's rather unsportsmanlike to play just for fun. Alright, then I too will go all out. With that, I was finally ready for the rite of initiation, my baptism into the club. A word of warning, Kei-chan. Reina can get pretty nasty. This initiation looks like it's going to be rough. Mion began fishing around in the student lockers in the back of the room. They have the games here at this school? Well, it's club equipment, so I guess it's fine. Complicated games will put Kei-chan at a disadvantage. So today, we'll play a game that you should be familiar with. How about a standard card game, like Old Bachelor? The hell? Alright, let's do this. God, I wish they had freaking text bubbles that tells me who the hell's talking. Can't really get into it unless there's a penalty. This time, the loser will be sentenced to having their face drawn on. What do you think? Oh, it won't be oil-based paint, right? Right? Oil-based? Face painting with oil-based paint? That is perfect! Satoko cheered the idea on. She didn't even flinch at the thought of such a severe penalty. Seemed like she was raring to go. If it's going to be like this, then I can't lose either. Then I'll just cut the deck and start dealing. Okay. Old Bachelor is pretty much the same as Old Maid. I have no idea what either one of those are. I don't play cards. Unless you count Yu-Gi-Oh! I like Yu-Gi-Oh! There's only one difference. There's no Joker. In its place, one card is pulled out at the start. Meaning, there will be one card without a match left over at the end. You don't know which card will end up being the Joker. It's a pretty thrilling game. Oh, I get it. I'll take out the card now. Reina took out one card and left it face down on the table. Everybody stared at the card intently. Well, it'll be pretty obvious in the endgame. No way to tell at the start. But the rest of them were very serious. They didn't seem as relaxed as I was. They compared their cards to the one face down, all the while gauging each other's reactions. It was as if they could see what the face down card was. No, it couldn't be. This deck is pretty worn out. No way. Can everyone tell by the scratches what the card on the table is? Remember the second rule of our society. Keiichi-san must try his hardest to win as well. The number of cards are quite unique, Keiichi-kun. Should be able to remember them pretty quickly. She said that so matter-of-factly. Suits me fine. Don't think a little thing like that can be your crutch. I lashed out angrily, but it was rather obvious I was at a disadvantage. After all, they've gone so far as to memorize the wear and tear for each individual card. That's cheating. This wasn't a simple game of The Bachelor. If this was a test, then they were playing with the answer sheet in front of them. Bring it. I'll take advantage of your carelessness and beat you at your own game. That baseless confidence will soon be crushed. How about I tell you your hand starting from the right? 3, 4, 9, Jack, Queen. By the way, the Bachelor is the Jack of Diamonds. I can tell what they are even if you switch them around. I'm out. I thought I was prepared, but for it to be this brutal, just overwhelming. Demons! You're all demons! Reina isn't a demon, are you? Sorry, Ichigo. This is the 3 of Hearts, isn't it? I'm out. Not even a hint of mercy. Reina, even Rika-chan. That was weird. These club activities weren't to be trifled with. An alumnus of this club would definitely survive in the cruelest of situations. If our entire class had self-detonating collars strapped to their necks and were dropped into a deathmatch on a deserted island, these guys would probably take it to like fish to water. I can already picture their joy as they hunt down each of their classmates. Ugh. It's a lowest point system. The order itself dictates the points. Whoever has the lowest point total wins. Since Keiichi finished last, he has 5 points. There's already a 5 mark down on my scoreboard. I think it's unfair to Keiichi-kun if we don't use a new deck. It's fine. Kei-chan is a man after all. He can turn the tables even if the odds are stacked against him, right? It's fitting for a lowly peasant to scamper home and soak their pillow in tears, don't you think? Good God, you're a bitch. A petite hand laid itself on top of my head, which was trembling from uncontainable frustration. It was Rika-chan's. Keep on fighting, yeah? Thanks to Rika-chan's words of encouragement, I was able to calm down. You need to be calm, especially when you're cornered. That's the power I could muster during this crisis. Think clearly, Keiichi Marabara. Take your time and look at the cards carefully. Just as Reina said, each card has its own distinct markings that make them stand out. Memorizing them should be pretty simple. Think about what you can do in this situation. Try everything in your power to improve your chances of victory. Whoa, great, Keiichi-kun, just like that! I covered the uniquely marked cards with my hands or other cards, arranging them in such a way that they couldn't be seen. The one with the ripped corner should be the 5. And I'm out. I couldn't let any of those precious hints slip by me. All information is a weapon. Then it was my turn. Satoko fanned out her cards for me. See, I want the 7. Is it this one? I wonder about that. You won't know unless you take it. There was a bit of dismay in her expression. Like she doesn't want it taken. That kind of expression. I won't let that momentary lapse slip by me. I know. It's this one! Got it. The 7 of spades. A cheer of ooh rang out. What is this? The 7 should be the hardest one of all to tell apart. It wasn't from memorizing the markings. Those slight changes in their expression as I was selecting a card were enough. Can't hide it from me, Kei-chan. This mark means it's the 2 of diamonds. But what? She was startled by her own misread. Of course everyone else was too. Whoa, it's rare that Mi-chan gets a card wrong. No, Kei-chan, could it be you? They told them apart by different marks. That mark was a nail scratch. So I put a new one on it. Are you saying he disguised it as the 2 of diamonds? What an impressive show of wit. So he's cheating while they're cheating. Keiichi landed a clean hit. Clap, clap, clap. That's great, Keiichi-kun. That was an incredible match, you know? Having defeated the Forerunner, Mio, in my brilliant battle left me ecstatic. But by total points, it was already set in stone that Mio would win, and I would finish last. I laughed haughtily, selecting the tone of my voice carefully to get on Mion's nerves. Well, I'm going to end the loser, but I'm satisfied with one-upping Mion at the end. That should be the proverbial slap in the face to Mion, who is at the top already and sure of victory. Even if Kei-chan gets first place this round, he'll still end up last place overall. Don't you hate that? Of course I do. Let's have a duel. One chance. If you win, then we'll swap first and last place. How about it? You up for it? She fell for it. A chance for an upset that wouldn't be possible without going in the ring to it. One chance, you say? Let me hear the rules. Mio discarded 2 cards from her hand and replaced one with the Joker card that was on the table, then shuffled the resulting hand behind her back. The card in my right or the card in my left. Kei-chan can guess which hand the Joker's in, then he wins. Oh, whoops, I forgot to say the if. When you turned around just now, you didn't pull out the Joker, did you? If you lose, I'll show the card in the other hand. That okay? The other 3 gulped nervously at this unexpected turn of events. Alright, you've got it. Mion grasped 1 card in each hand and thrust them out at me. First, I needed to inspect them closely. The card on the right had no distinguishing marks. I couldn't tell which one it was. Which one, I wonder, Keiichi-kun? Be careful. Yeah, of course. This is my chance for a big comeback. Looking closely at the card on the left, I saw a little wear. It wasn't the one I had seen before. That card is... I didn't let that bit from Sadako slip by me. Mion clucked her tongue. I didn't recognize the mark on the left card from the small number that I had memorized. I didn't know what the left card was, but I could tell from Sadako's reaction that the card had already appeared during the game. Since it had already appeared before, it meant that it definitely wasn't the Joker. Ooh, Kei-chan thinks it's the one on the right. Will you choose that one then? Will you? The left card definitely wasn't the Joker. If I could trust that theory, then I shouldn't have been able to declare that the card on the right was the Joker. Even without Mion's taunting, the one on the right was the most suspicious. But wasn't it a bit too rash to decide based solely on Satoko's reaction? More carefully. Ah, I remember now. That mark, the left card, no doubt about it. The 7 of clubs. It's 7 of clubs, I see. I've won! The card on the left was the 7 of clubs, so that meant the card on the right was the Joker! And then, just before my hand touched the right card, I froze. I would expect no less from me. There was a wave of murmurs amongst the onlookers at my sudden halt, right before I confirmed the right card was the Joker. What could Keiichi-san possibly be saying? I mean, the left one is... Shh. What the hell? Ooh! What makes you so certain that the right one isn't the Joker, Keiichi-san? Kei-chan. Mion let loose an unexpected question. Everyone else was baffled. I don't know what the card on the right could be, but I know that the one on the left is the 7 of clubs. Then doesn't that leave the right one as the Joker? One of them has to be the Joker, right? Yeah. One of those is the Joker, right? Keiichi has good intuition. Huh? Mika-chan, what do you mean by... So basically, the 7 of clubs. I discarded that by matching it with Satoko's 7 of spades earlier. Everyone's attention snapped to the discard pile at the same time. The truth of the matter couldn't be discerned from that sloppy pile. So that means Mion pocketed one of the discarded cards, then aligned it over the left card. And that means... I see! I get it! This left card is being disguised as the 7 of clubs, right? It was the first time since the start of the match that a shadow ran across Mion's expression, and I didn't let that slip by. Then, with a I can't read. Then, with a grand flourish, I declared it loudly. The Joker is the left one! It was an intense moment. That 1 second felt like an eternity for everyone there. Breaking that silence, the first one to speak was Mio. Being the first president of this club, I've been witness to a variety of performances. Kei-chan, yours is the best. The best of the best of the best. That was probably the greatest compliment Mion could give. Mion accepted her defeat, dropping the cards from both hands. My comeback victory! Rika-chan placed her hand on my head and began petting it, congratulating me on my victory. Huh? Rika-chan is... Reina and Satsuko gaped at us as if they had seen a ghost. What is it, Reina? It's not as if I cheated or anything, right? This was fair and square. Rika only pets someone on the head to console them. Huh? What's the meaning of... At that moment, Reina let out a small shriek. Kei-chan! This is how it was... You know, Kei-chan, I thought you'd read into it that far. Everyone froze. No, it was just me. It was a gamble. If you had just jumped to conclusions like a little brat, then I would have lost. It was the answer everyone was certain about. Mion picked up the card from the losing hand. Kei-chan, you know, you should take pride in this loss. She turned it around. That was the card that proclaimed the victor of the stool. The card under the 7 of clubs. Unbelievable. It was the 2 of diamonds. It was a setup behind the setup. If I just picked the right one without reading so deeply into it. I, Mion Sonozaki, as the club president, do accept Keiichi Maribara's membership into our club. As I slumped to my knees, dazed, everybody let out a round of applause for the excellent effort I gave despite my defeat. The match is now over. Today's victor is me, Mion Sonozaki, and our exalted loser is Keiichi Maebara. Everyone made a commotion, applauding cheerfully. I felt I was bested, but I was soundly beaten that it unexpectedly felt rather refreshing. When Mi-chan pulled that little trick behind her back, I got excited, thinking she's going to do it again. When Keiichi-san stopped the moment before touching the correct card, I thought he fell for it. He fell for it quite handily. Huh? Hey, wait. All of them knew from the start and still got excited so earnestly? Everyone got excited to make it more fun. You're all demons! You monsters! Now then, Kei-chan, it's time for your penalty. Oh no. Anything but that. Since it's your first day participating, I'll go easy, okay? It'd be a problem if you refused to come to school. The other 3 members held down my arms and shoulders firmly. Oh god. Mion approached, licking her. What the fuck? Her right hand went to pull something out of her pocket. That's a felt tip marker, and it's large and oil-based. Okay, here we go. Oh god, no. She took the cap off the marker and brought it slowly up to my face while I was immobilized. No! God. I let out my death throes. Yeah, that was quick. Cool. Oh boy, if only I could see my face at how bad the marker is. As soon as the club activities were finished, Reina flew off. Probably so she could dig out that cute Colonel Sanders that she wasn't able to take home yesterday. So today it was just Mion and me walking home together, a rather rare occurrence. A mountain of treasure, huh? The guys throwing it away probably never thought in their wildest dreams that Reina would be grateful to them. Mountain of treasure meaning that damn construction site from before. Alright, Mion would probably tell me. That murder by dismemberment that seemed to might have happened over there. Over there, you know, at that damn construction site. Did something happen there? Long ago?
Something sure did. A grand battle. There were sit-ins and demonstrations.
It was a bit different from what I wanted to hear, but I decided I'd listen just the same.
It was our land that was going to be sunk into the damn reservoir. I would have fought as well, probably. The government guys were really adamant about it, acting all big and full of themselves. Since they figured out that they couldn't settle with money, they did a bunch of nasty stuff. They were nasty guys.
Mion spoke excitedly as if the whole thing was happening right in front of her. I'm amazed you guys won. You were facing the federal government, right?
The mayor and prominent figures in the village all signed petitions. They went to Tokyo and struck deals with legislators. And as a result, the development plan was retracted. It was our complete victory.
I can't do the laugh. There wasn't any violence, was there? Like assaults or murders?
None.
She promptly cut me off. The same as Reina had. Her words signaled the end of discussion. Tamataki-san said, one arm wasn't found in the incident. I thought that a murder by dismemberment had occurred, but I guess I was wrong. My curiosity unsated, I sighed dejectedly inside. Inside what?
Later. See you tomorrow. Okay, John, you can't wash that off until you get home. Got it?
I got it, I won't. Mion held back her laughter while stealing glances at my face. I wonder what kind of nasty doodles they drew.
Damn you, Mion.
You shall rue this day. If our roles are ever reversed, I'm going to slop it on. All over your face so you won't be able to take it off, even with a scouring pen. Upon arriving home, I ran straight into my mom, embarrassing myself yet again. The mood I'd come home to was already on edge. It's not an uncommon thing in our family. Whenever Dad can't come up with a good idea, it always ends up like this. He stomps around the house with his arms crossed. Mom whispered into my ear,
"Welcome home, Keiichi. Dad, he's in a bit of a rut right now, so don't bother him, okay?"
He can't come up with a new idea?
It's because the deadlines are so close together this time. Your dad needs time to recharge or he doesn't work as well.
Dad's paintings feed our entire family. If he runs out of ideas, then it's the end of the Mayabaras. We've never gone hungry before. Could it be that my dad is a master painter? Wouldn't it be easier to get an idea taking a walk outside rather than wandering around the house?
The theme of the piece this time is... The theme of the piece this time is in the household. So it seems your dad wants us to use this house as a motif.
That's quite a bothersome motif. Keiichi, pick up your room. It looks terrible. Sorry, I'll clean it up later. Come on, please don't use my room as the motif. Keiichi, there's still some time before dinner, so please go take a go take a walk out back or something. His bad mood is only temporary. As soon as he gets an idea, his mood improves and he starts humming. Until then, it wouldn't be a bad idea to just go take a walk, so I don't aggravate him further. Well, I guess I will then.
Oh dear, if I'm going to have a walk, is something bad going to happen?
I said I was going to take a walk, but I didn't have any particular destination in mind. I just needed to kill some time. I got on my bike and pondered where to go. I could just go read at the bookstore, but it would take about an hour by bike to get to town. It would be dark by the time I got back, so I didn't want to go unless I had to. The roads at night here in Hinamizawa creep me out. If Mion and Satoko ever found out about that... I smiled wryly. Oh yeah, Reina was probably still at the Mountain of Treasure, the dam construction site. The excavation of Colonel Sanders has probably taken her a while. It wouldn't be so bad to have her owe me one. She might return the favor next time we have club activities. With a little bit of self-interest in mind, I set off towards the dam construction site. That doesn't seem like the best idea right now. Tamataki-san might be there as well. The only person with information
about the incident that both Reina and Neo denied knowing anything about. If I met him again, I'd like to ask him for more details. To ask, was there really a dismemberment here in Hinamizawa? Well, that was my real intention. Nice visuals. I do like how it looks all watercolor paint and such. And now we're back here. Hooray! I spotted Reina struggling up on the slope of the garbage pile. It looked like Colonel Sanders was lodged in there pretty firmly. It didn't look like Reina would be able to excavate him by herself. Realizing that Tomotaki-san wasn't around, I began climbing up the slope unsteadily. Hey, Reina. Looks like you're working up a sweat.
Whoa, Keiichi-kun. What brings you to a place like this?
A place like this, huh? I see. She was aware of it, at least. I received a signal for emergency assistance at the accident site. Where's the injured party?
Accident? Huh?
But there was a report Colonel Sanders was buried alive in the trash pile.
Huh? Oh, that. You scared me.
Don't frighten me like that, Keiichi-kun. I was just kidding. I thought you might be struggling by yourself, so I came to help you out.
Huh? You came for me?
How? Well, I filled my quota for today. If I don't see Reina blush at least once a day, then I'm not getting my daily required nutritional intake. Just kidding. You're embarrassing me. You're embarrassing me now.
So, what part was the joke? What part was it?
I just ignored her bewilderment. Okay, now move out of the way. So, where's Colonel Sanders?
Sorry. Can't you see him in that gap?
He's really buried in there. The Colonel Sanders was sideways, surrounded by boards and other construction materials, like they were caging him inside. According to Reina, it wasn't like this yesterday. It seems as though another illegal dumper came yesterday, dumped again, and now he's buried like this. You're trying to move this pile all by yourself? With those scrawny arms? There's no way she'd be able to do that with her slender arms.
Look, Colonel Sanders is so cute. And there's a chain on the Colonel Sanders at the statue.
At the store. What the fuck did I just say statue?
This one, though, I should be able to take this one home.
If Reina gave up on this Colonel Sanders, she'll probably start devising a plan to steal the one in front of the store. As Reina's guardian, I won't allow her to sully her hands with crime. Out of the way. I'll do it. Reina blushed again, but this time I left it alone. The pile was enormous. Also, the more days we wasted, the more likely another legal dumping would occur. If I got buried any deeper, there would be nothing that could be done.
Keiichi-kun, I'll help too. Let me help.
You just get in the way, so stay back. Pulling out scraps, bending them, tossing them aside, I quickly became covered in sweat and dust. Jesus. Flying objects drew beautiful arcs across the twilight sky, one after another. Lumber, timber, plywood. Damn it! No matter how much I threw out, there was still more! Even though I could see Colonel Sanders right there! After grandstanding like that in front of Reina, I felt frantic because of how little I had progressed. If I was going to do this seriously, I'd need an axe or saw or something.
That's enough, Keiichi-kun. You're so sweaty. You don't have to try so hard.
I'm just doing it for you, Reina. Don't worry about it. Reina began sputtering and turned to be red. Whoops. I meant to say I was trying my best so as to keep her from becoming a criminal. Oh well. I guess I just need a break. This is pretty tough. I sprawled on my back over the grassy slope.
I'm so sorry. You're covered in sweat.
Reina patted her handkerchief against my forehead. It felt pretty nice.
Well, wait here a minute, okay? My house is pretty close. I'll bring you some barley tea. Is that okay?
I'm sorry, I meant... Okay, whatever. Leaving the handkerchief on my forehead, Reina took off running. The cries of the Higurashi gently cooled the air. After I was certain that Reina was gone, I picked myself up and headed towards what I discovered earlier. That was a garbage pile of magazines and newspapers bound up in twine. Unless I'm mistaken, I believe it was around here. There it was. There were bound stacks of not-so-reputable tabloids. They were stacked chronologically, going back quite a few years. It was quite a disturbing incident. It seems they haven't been able to find one of the arms, you see. If it was just as Toмотaki-san said, then undoubtedly there would be mention of the murder. These are troubled times. There's no end to these sickening incidents. There's a large part of society drawn in by these incidents as well. So it had to be recorded. Somewhere. I unfastened the packages and opened the rain-soaked pages carefully, looking over the table of contents. Not here. Next one. Not here. Next one. It was hard to search since I didn't know when it happened. I didn't know who the perpetrator of the victim or the victim was, either. I only knew it had happened here. I looked up every so often, checking to see if Reina had come back or not. I wouldn't want her to see me gawking at a dirty magazine. But it wasn't just that. Both Reina and Mion said they didn't know. But it had happened without a doubt. As long as Toмотaki-san wasn't lying, then if both Rihanna and Mion... there was. If they had just said that, then I wouldn't have gotten so hung up on it. An incident that neither Reina nor Mion wished to talk about. Trying to uncover it after they tried to conceal it out of good intentions. That made me feel like I was acting against my own friends. Hinamizawa dam worker lynching. Murder by dismemberment. Oh, that's fucked up. Here it is! The featured article was in the back, and it seemed that there was a photograph in the colored pages at the front. The pages of the featured article were stuck together, and weren't easy to open. Reina could return at any moment. Feeling rushed, I gave up and opened the photographed page. The police investigators were carrying a body bag, and the newspaper reporters were all bathing in it in camera flashes. The image was blurry and hard to understand, but I could definitely make out the headlines. A tragic nightmare at the Hinamizawa construction site, lynching and murder/dismemberment. The victim was the site foreman. He had assaulted his assailants daily with an explosive backlash from his daily actions? It's a horrible image to see the site foreman as... It happened. It really did happen. It seemed the details were on the next page. I turned the page without pausing. On it was... The assailants butchered the victim's body with hatchets and pickaxes, and then used an axe to split the cadaver into 6 pieces. The head, arms, legs, and torso. I could understand just from the headline that it was just too terrible an incident. Normally a lynching is just assault and murder, right? Dismemberment with hatchets and pickaxes? Well, that wasn't a lynching. It was a merciless killing to the letter. A brutal murder. Done by a group of people. With hatchets. With pickaxes. With an axe.
Sorry. Did I startle you?
Reina dropped the axe she was holding onto the grass after being startled by my voice. What?
Keiichi-kun, you see, earlier, you said it would help if you had an axe, didn't you? So then I brought an axe for you from the shed.
Reina fluttered her arms in a panic, continuing to explain and apologize. It seemed I'd been glaring at her pretty intensely. I'm sorry. I guess my reaction was a bit overboard.
No, I'm sorry as well. I'm sorry.
Night was drawing close. I was pretty worn out, and it wouldn't hurt to do the rest tomorrow. Doesn't look like we can break that last beam without an axe. You brought it after all. I'll have to borrow it tomorrow, alright?
Okay.
Why do you look so glum? Tomorrow we'll be digging out Colonel Sanders, right?
You're right. I really want to take Colonel Sanders home soon.
Her outfit was definitely different. We both knew that it was useless to apologize any more than that. I quenched my thirst with the barley tea Rena had brought, and wiped off the sweat that had now gone cold. We took the path to head home. I felt quite guilty about the tabloid wrapped up in my jacket. Oh, so you took it home with you. Okay. I'm guessing this is another story break, I guess? Usually the chapters each are about an hour or so long, I would think. Oh, never mind. I guess that's the end of the chapter. Achievement unlocked, one man's trash. And of course it's that face. Well, before I end the episode, let's go ahead and check these out. Just these two, huh? Alright, here we go. October 1975. In accordance with the Prime Minister's Bulletin Number XXX, Hinamizawa's Electrical Development Master Plan was announced. The vast scope of the projected Hinamizawa Dam will have an incredibly heavy impact on the village of Hinamizawa. The flooded area caused by the Hinamizawa Dam would include the 5 areas of Hinamizawa: Takatsudo, Kyotso, Matsumoto, and Yagachi. The submerged area includes 291 houses. Population 1,251. 1 elementary school, 1 middle school, 1 post office, 1 agricultural cooperative, 1 forestry department lumberyard, 5 shrines, 2 temples, and 1 fishery. All of these communal, cultural, agricultural areas and places of worship will be indefinitely submerged at the bottom of the artificial lake basin. Jesus. Forsaking the hundreds of years our ancestors poured their blood and sweat into this fertile, resource-rich land is just too painful to bear. All the residents having homes that were to be submerged banded together and created the Onikakushi Defense Alliance. The dam project was halted and petitions to alter the plan were circulated. The citizens sought peaceful negotiations, but the government and its puppet company openly refused. Performing unspeakable, heinous acts, they quashed the democratic actions of the villagers. But the villagers did not falter. Instead, they banded together even more closely and steeled their resolve to protect their homes to the death. The continuation of that frightening Hinamizawa Dam construction project is still stalled as of today. The villagers understand that the stalling was caused by sublime power through unity, and they understand that this fearsome plan has not yet fully been withdrawn. The Onikakushi Defense Alliance has been dissolved after it did its part, but the feeling of unity it garnered have not yet been extinguished. As long as that passion resides in the hearts of the residents, they'll be able to confront whomever next decides to sink their homes into a lake basin. Onikakushi Defense Alliance Committee Chairman, Kirichiro Kimiyoshi. I'm surprised I read that name right, I think. Alright, special tabloid. I bet this is the one about the murder. Nightmare befalls the Hinamizawa Dam. Lynching and murder dismemberment. In blank month of blank day and blank prefecture at the Hinamizawa Dam construction worksite in Shiboni City, a bone-chillingly gruesome murder dismemberment. Even though this case has shocked the archipelago, the police will give no details on the case. Exactly what happened at the Hinamizawa Dam? They probably didn't mean to kill him at first. But as the victim resisted by swinging around a shovel, the rest of the perpetrators armed themselves in return and it quickly escalated to homicide. So said the aforementioned investigator A. After this bloody tragedy was over, they were left with a body which nobody thought was alive. Blankson had tormented the suspects daily with his rough behavior. At first it was meant to be payback. All the perpetrators were horrified by their deed, and one even turned himself in to the police. It was the de facto leader of this group, Blank, who suggested hiding the body. Reluctantly at first, they soon began to think that they did not wish to be caught. The construction site had numerous places to hide the body with 6 people. They were originally supposed to hide the body and leave the area. But the de facto leader feared that the consciousness of the other 5 wouldn't be able to bear the burden, and came up with a horrifying method to keep them from turning him in to the police. He devised the heinous method of splitting up the body among them and making each of them responsible for hiding a piece.
X had turned a simple manslaughter into a gruesome dismemberment and forcibly involved each perpetrator in order to create a sense of unity between them. Each one participated. But what does this mean? Person A spoke out reluctantly.
Blank had urged each and every one of them to dissect a piece for themselves. They were hesitant at first, but nobody refused.
In for a penny, in for a pound, was what it meant. Thus, an unimaginable bloody ceremony began. The perpetrators wept and vomited as they performed the gruesome task. There was one person who stubbornly refused, but X threatened him, saying, "Nothing would change if someone else ended up dead," and he gave up in his objections. But X's plan collapsed in the span of one night. Triple X, who had refused to dissect the corpse up until the last moment, had broken down into tears at the hospital where he was being treated for an injury sustained during the scuffle and confessed. The criminals were arrested one after the other, but the de facto leader, Blank's, whereabouts are still unknown. Also, the right arm hidden by Double X has yet to be found. Despite an ongoing search, this horrible individual has so far managed to elude law enforcement. What could the police be doing? It appears that Double X had said he was going to throw the body, right arm, into the marsh. Double X's car was discovered abandoned near the marsh, but there were no clues to his whereabouts. Double X didn't trust his companions. One cannot deny the possibility that he had expected his companions to confess to the police and used his car as a decoy. Of course, I doubt that theory. Since he has no car, one would expect him to have a limited area to which he could have escaped to. Both in the station, there were rumors going around that he had accidentally slipped and drowned in the marsh when he went to throw away the body. To the locals, that marsh is believed to be bottomless. It's known as Onikakushi, the Ogre's Abyss, and it's said that the bottom of the marsh is connected to the hellish world of demons. The atrocious demon from hell that was Double X. Could it be that he had returned to hell through the marsh?
The seasoned dragon, bringer of luck and fortune. Prosperous future. Ladies leaping into your arms. Business success. Promotions. Ambition. Protection from harm. Not just with pachinko and horse races, but business and even love.
What the fuck?
Guaranteed your money back. Only for 100 freaking payments of $19.99.95.
Oh god. Jin, Dragon Bracelet DX, one piece. I feel like that's a reference.
27,800 yen.
That last part, really? Well, what do you know? Alright, save. And save. Alright. Well, guys, that was the end of Chapter 3. So... You know what? I'm going to try to continue this even more frequently than I do. So, I'm going to try to work on this schedule here. I'm going to do one episode of this, then an episode of Upper Tail, then Mad Father. So, Higurashi, Upper Tail, Mad Father. If you guys have no problem with that, oh, and if I do have time, I'll try to upload twice a day on certain days. I can't make a promise about doing it every day because I'm kind of busy. But I can try to make it to where I can get at least 2 videos up a day. So that way my videos are more, well, not really more frequent, but you guys don't have to wait as long for another video about a certain playthrough that you're wanting to see. So, tomorrow will be an Upper Tail video, if you guys don't mind. Anyway, I'm kind of glad I actually got back into this now. Just gonna say that. I feel stupid that I wasted so much time not going back into it. But now we're back into this. So, thank you guys so much for joining me. Thank you guys so much for watching, or rather, listening. And I will see you all in the next video.